hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. I felt like I just had to make a bit of a video tonight, kind of to explain what's going on to you guys. Excuse me. It's a little bit of a burp there. I just had dinner not too long ago. But yeah, you know, Bitcoin is breaking down. Not too surprising. Our count is playing out a series of 1-2s, and they're all, you know, kind of crossing their paths here. So I got a little bit, you know, it's kind of not nice at the moment because I just kind of want to show my members what's like how things could be playing out, and I just wanted to give them a little bit of a better idea for the long term. So real quick here, so like in the short term, again, I just mapped out a little bit of a short area. Looks like it's playing out already. Looks like we're gonna do a 4 and a 5, and if this 5 plays out, we could be taking out this pivot low, right? The low that everybody is calling for it to be the bottom, right? I keep hearing that, the bottom. This is the bottom. It's not gonna go any lower. I gotta put this to all time frames. Yep, there we go. So, you know, it's like you need to accept the fact that it could go lower. And I'm not saying it's going to, but you know, obviously the odds are in our favor right now for it to go lower since we've dropped so much. And we've been short, right? If you guys were inside my Discord, you guys have been short with me, and I'm short over 250K right now. We're up over $16,000. So the members inside of my Discord caught this short in real time, right before the drop happened. And you know, it's what, it's $15 a month. You could have caught this entire move down. And anyways, you know what I'm trying to say is you can't be obtuse, and you can't be in denial. I see a lot of big crypto accounts on like X posting, you know, the bottom is in. We're not going lower. There's a 0% chance we're going lower. Okay. Now, and you're saying that's impossible. What happens if the impossible happens, right? Your impossibility. If we cross the low, then what? It's nothing to say. They don't know what to do. You know, it's like, oh my God. And then all the stops are triggered. Panic selling ensues. We got our first confirmation that when the low started to break at 81,500, that this is where this was going to start selling off. You can see that the market is again pushing lower with a massive gap down in the S&P 500. Dow Jones, similar situation, gap down, sell off. The Nasdaq down 3.9%, right? The Russell 2000 down 3.8%. Right, we could take a look at the international indices. The Hang Seng is down 10.22%. Right, you can take a look at the Nikkei, down 6.48%. You got the Japanese yen filling the gap to the T, right on the dot, and then starting to reverse. Now I have it as a possible WXY with a more complex correction where it could go higher and give the market some relief, but it doesn't look like it's playing like that right now. And this could mean that the wave 2 is already in. And what you have here is a 1-2, and you haven't even seen the 3 of 3 towards the downside and moving down. And again, this chart is probably the most important chart in the entire market. If this chart starts to move down, this is hedge funds, banks deleveraging themselves from the market, and that causes a lot of selling. And again, if you think that Bitcoin is just gonna dilly-daddle and stay, you know, it's not gonna fall regardless. Doesn't matter what happens. Bitcoin is so strong. It's the new safe haven asset. It's not gonna go lower. Okay, be my guest. Then if you think that this is the low and we're not gonna go lower, then you should long right now. Go crazy. Go max long and set your stop loss right underneath here, because you don't need to worry about that because it's not going to go lower. So all I'm saying is you don't need to, I'm not screaming that I was right, that I shorted, right? I get trades right and wrong all the time. I only have a 60% win rate, right? And you guys can take a look at my profit loss on my website. I post all of my trades there, recorded quarter by quarter, updated quarter by quarter. Anyways, you got to be willing to accept the fact that Bitcoin could go lower, and if it does, it's going to be a goddamn disaster, because it's going to trigger a lot of selling, and we're going to end up in $68,000 to $54,000 range, and this is a big range. It's a big range. We can get more accurate targets once we get down into the lower halves of the range, right? A lot of people leaving very rude comments and saying this fucking idiot, he's not gonna get it right. The lows are in, my man. The lows are in. Okay, now that we're getting pretty close to the lows, they're starting to sweat, right? They're starting to get a little bit concerned. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful in times like this. It's not the time to be taking massive risks and getting super leveraged long. I mean, right now, the risk reward for being long is a lot better, right? Because all you have to do is long near the lows and you set your stop below, right? Okay, you long now and your loss is only like what? 2%. So that's it. And then the upside is infinite, because if you think the lows are in, then there's only upside from here. And we're going to go to the moon. Now, I don't think that's the case. I think Bitcoin is looking very bearish. You take a look at the weekly time frame, it's looking increasingly bearish with the 15 and -5 on the dual band strength index. The monthly is bearish, right? We're about to break the lows. It's only the beginning of the month, 23 days and 21 hours left. The 4-day time frame looking very bearish. The 3-day time frame looking very bearish. The 2-day, the daily, all looking very bearish. The 12-hour looking very bearish right now. The 4-hour time frame looking very bearish. Like, it's almost like every single time frame is looking extremely bearish right now, right? Even the 30-minute, right? You dig into the 15, they're all looking pretty nasty. I think that we had a nice little short, you have a short trigger here if you were looking for a short-term trade. That was a short area. The 30-minute is triggering a red dot as well. It's going to confirm in about a minute. And again, I can give some bullish signs, right? Okay, the bullish sign, we tagged the spider line right to the T, and you're bouncing back up. Now, you didn't get back up to this spider line, so you could easily come back and retest it. And if you retest it and you break it, then you have to hold the next spider line, because if this one doesn't hold, to be honest, if you even get close to this one, you're going to break the low. And if you break the low, I think you could just continue to fall. And you could wake up tomorrow morning and Bitcoin's down at 72 to 71, even $69,000, right? That would be a disaster. Taking a look at the 7-hour RSI band, we are hammering onto it right now. So again, if you're trying to get long and you're trying to buy, then this is the time to do it, because you're at support, right? You just remember, set your stop loss at 76,500. And taking a look at Wave Edge version 2, again, I'm seeing some buying right now. I'm seeing some buyers step in, right? There are buyers stepping in right now. And I think what it really is, in my opinion, is I think there's someone that's completely over leveraged themselves on Bitcoin. Maybe it's MicroStrategy, maybe it's Michael Saylor, and they desperately need Bitcoin to not break these lows, because if the waterfall sell-off starts happening, they could be in trouble with their Bitcoin strategy, right? Maybe the banks will come back to them and say, we want our money back. We'll take the penalty, we don't care, but we want our money back, which would force them to start selling Bitcoin. But anyways, we'll see what happens. You never know. Maybe we just moon tomorrow and it's a massive green day and the bottom is in, and I'm completely wrong. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Time will tell. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.